Now at 6 and streaming on crossroadstoday.com, a new year brings new laws that go into effect in Texas on Thursday. We give you the rundown. We look back at the biggest stories of 2025 in the Crossroads. And you will see changes the next time you see one of the most important historical places in Texas history.
We were down at 29 degrees this morning. Of course, the sun came up and gave it a very nice day. Temperatures are going to be fairly warm for this time of year as we head on into the beginning of January. We'll have your forecast coming up.
State titles, big games, and power plays. 2025 had it all in your sports recap.
You're watching 25 News now at 6. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Don Brubaker. Shauna Curry is on assignment. When the clock strikes midnight, Texans will be under several new laws. As 25 News Now weekend anchor Amaya Norman shows us, they range from how sheriffs work with federal immigration officials to how AI technology is overseen and how some business property is taxed.
As the calendar turns into a new year, 19 new Texas laws take in effect January 1st across communities in the state of Texas. Some laws are important, but some raises concerns, like the immigration enforcement. Under Senate Bill 8, county sheriffs are now required to formally cooperate with U.S. Immigration and Custom Enforcement, also known as ICE, strengthening coordination between local and federal agencies. Supporters say the law is aimed at improving public safety, while critics caution it could lead to increased racial profiling affecting both immigrants and U.S. citizens. House Bill 149 regulates how artificial intelligence systems can be used in Texas and establish civil penalties for violation, aiming to increase accountability as AI technology becomes more widespread. It also prohibits AI from being used to encourage self-harm or crime, engage in illegal discrimination, or generate sexual content involving children. House Bill 9 gives businesses a break on certain property taxes. It allows part of the value of equipment or other business property used to generate income to be exempt from taxes. Supporters say this could help businesses save money across Texas. This type of inventory is only exempt if it's valued under $2,500. Supporters say these laws strengthen enforcement and provide tax relief, but some argue that these measures could face legal challenges. Amaya Norman, KAVU TV, 25 News Now.
Discover Victoria is putting together its third annual New Year's Eve Blast-Off fireworks show. 25 News Now reporter Ray Mosley is live at Riverside Park. And Ray, what's the atmosphere like there?
Yeah, Shauna, I'm here at Riverside Park alongside Director of Discover Victoria, Joel Novosel, along with many bounce houses that we have, even a face painting station and food trucks here. And Joel, how did this event come about?
Right, so this is the third year of the New Year's Eve Blast-Off in Riverside Park. We started it in 2023 was our first year. Our city manager, Jesus Garza, we had such a great tradition with the 4th of July show, blast off at the community center. We wanted to start something new to bring a New Year's Eve celebration, and that's what it did. We tried it out, and it was a great venue for it. So we've had it here in Riverside Park for the past 3 years now.
And how much does it mean to you to see people coming out and actually enjoying themselves and getting ready for the fireworks show? How much does that mean to you?
It means a lot. I mean, the whole point of this is to have a family-friendly get-together, ringing in the new year, featuring local talent, local musicians. We've got Crowbars, the band, playing right now, Velvet Drive. We've got 5 great local food trucks, 8 inflatables, free face painter, free light-up toys, free photo booth. Free. It's all free. So come on out for a great event in Riverside Park.
And lastly, what would be your advice to someone as they're getting ready to wrap up this last day of 2025 going into the new year?
Right, absolutely. Just spend time with your friends and loved ones, count your blessings, and, just have a positive outlook on stuff. It can really change a lot of things for you.
Thank you, Joel. Thank you so much. The fireworks show starts at 9. Anybody can park in any of the Riverside areas along with the overflow areas. Reporting from Riverside Park, Ray Mosley, KAVU TV, 25 News Now.
All right, thank you, Ray. And you got to have good weather for a great deal like that. So let's go to Chief Meteorologist Mac Pettis with a first look at the forecast. And it looks clear out there, Mac, but chilly.
But you saw the guys there, they had short sleeve shirts on, so I guess it's comfortable for them. So it'll be in the low 60s tonight at 9 o'clock when the fireworks take off. And because of this high pressure, we've got a couple of beautiful days coming up. In fact, it's going to be looking like springtime. Now, we've got to keep our eyes out on the West Coast. This is a big, powerful Pacific storm that's not only going to affect California, but it'll slowly be crossing over the Rockies and into our area by next week, hopefully giving us a chance for a little bit of rain. We'll be talking more about that and your weekend, all that coming up in a moment. Back to you, Don.
Mac, thank you. If you see news happening, call our newsroom at 361-576-0026 or send us an email at staff@crossroadstoday.com. Bexar County authorities confirmed the body found on Tuesday is 19-year-old Camila Mendoza Olmos. Her death was ruled a suicide. Bexar County officials said Olmos died from a gunshot wound to the head. Olmos was last seen on Christmas Eve outside her family home in northwest Bexar County. The body was found in tall grass when a joint team went back to a previously searched area. The body was found 10 minutes into the search at a landscaping company a few hundred yards from Olmos's home. Officials said a gun was also found near the body. If you or someone you know is struggling with mental health or thoughts of suicide, call the Golden Crescent's 24-hour crisis line at 877-723-3422 or call or text the National Lifeline at 988. As 2025 comes to a close tonight, we're taking a look back at the stories that shaped the Crossroads this year. 25 News Now's Trenton Whiting walks us through the moments that mattered most.
It's been a busy year here in the Crossroads. We've seen big changes. We've seen tragedies. We've heard some sad stories, and we've seen some major progress in our communities. I'm Trenton Whiting, here to share with you the story of the Crossroads in 2025, told through the lens of this year's top stories, starting off with some honorable mentions. Victoria voters approved a collective bargaining agreement and civil service board for the city's firefighters. Animal Services had tough conversations with the public about the stray situation and saw the departure of Director Mark Sloat. A brief Telfiner manhunt and a murder case leads to a man wanted for murder in California. And a police chase turns deadly when two were killed near Hanselman Road. Now to this year's top stories. The state of Victoria's water supply was a big topic this year, as city officials worked to get through 2 boil water notices in the summer. Those 2 notices came nearly a month apart, the first on July 9th and the second on August 6th, as certain areas of the water supply failed to reach chlorine standards. Victoria wasn't alone. At least 5 cities issued boil water notices this year, with Seadrift even declaring a state of disaster. Victoria officials have said they're committed to preventing future incidents and improving the water supply. Same mascot, same colors, different system. The school formerly known as UHV is now Texas A&M Victoria. A&M leaders committed to providing degree plans relevant to Crossroads industries, including a new aviation program. Residents, officials, and students all expressed excitement at the new era of Victoria education. At Victoria's Riverside Park, you can get a great view of the Guadalupe River, but just down that river in the Texas Hill Country, countless lives were lost in Kerr County to deadly floodwaters. Kerrville was hit the hardest during the Independence Day floods. While over 100 people died, some reports naming 119 people who lost their lives in Kerr County. The Crossroads came out to help, sending donations and volunteers to help them pick up the pieces in the Hill Country.
Rafael Govea Romero pled guilty to murder and aggravated robbery with a deadly weapon, with a life sentence for each count.
That guilty plea finally made a resolution after Lisbeth Medina was murdered by Rafael Romero before and in a Christmas parade in December 2023. Her mother calling for justice for 2 years until the family got justice in the form of a life sentence for Romero. 10 miles to the city of Bloomington, as that Victoria County community saw some big changes on Election Day this year. No longer an unincorporated community, Bloomington is now a city of Victoria County. They've got a mayor, council, and a new sales tax. As interim news director Shauna Curry dove into, a lot has gone into this incorporation. Bloomington had to clear some hurdles to get to this point, but now they're ready to build. This has been Trenton Whiting with 25's Top 5 Stories in 2025.
And here are some of the top headlines in the Port Lavaca Wave. Looking back and moving forward, the Wave's 2025 year in review includes all the big stories of this year in Calhoun County. To read these stories and more, go to portlavacawave.com. Presidio La Bahia in Goliad has a new historical marker. It's part of renovations showing how the fort appeared during the Texas Revolution. The metal flagpole in the plaza was replaced with an historical marker. A new wooden flagpole went up at the center of the plaza, flying the Bloody Arm flag. The new flagpole was made from a tree near the San Antonio River. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today. Hit the like button and click the notification bell. Then you can see Crossroads Today on YouTube. And stay with us. Coming up on 25 News now at 6. The first trial for a person accused in the Robb Elementary shooting starts next week in the Coastal Bend. Also ahead as 2025 ends, cases of flu in the U.S. are not ending. The latest numbers from the CDC. A former Uvalde school resource officer is set to stand trial in Nueces County next week. Adrian Gonzalez faces 29 counts of child endangerment in connection with the 2022 Robb Elementary shooting that killed 21 people. Gonzalez is the first person connected to the tragedy set to stand trial. That's starting January 6th. In October, Gonzalez was granted a change of trial venue, moving the trial from Uvalde to Corpus Christi. Jury selection begins Monday. Each charge Gonzalez faces carries up to 2 years in prison. A Texas appeals court says Attorney General Ken Paxton cannot require counties to hand over case data. Over half of the district attorneys affected by the rule filed lawsuits challenging it, saying it violates state and federal law. The 15th Court of Appeals, a 3-judge panel made up of all Republicans, is the second court in the state excuse me, to rule Paxton's office does not have the authority to mandate district attorneys to hand over such information. The rule only applies to counties with 400,000 residents or more. The CDC says flu-related illnesses jumped more than 60% in just 1 week. As ABC's Perry Russell explains, with flu cases spiking nationwide, doctors are raising red flags just as New Year's Eve parties kick off tonight.
As millions of Americans get ready to gather and ring in the new year, the CDC is warning of a sharp rise in flu cases. 29 states from coast to coast now reporting high or very high rates of flu-like illness.
It appears to spread very efficiently. It's moving quickly. On top of that, we have holiday travel and indoor gatherings that's certainly accelerating transmission.
Dr. Stephanie Widmer is reminding partygoers to cover their coughs and sneezes. Consider masking in crowded spaces and wash hands frequently.
And then, of course, stay at home if you're sick. And I do want to stress this because what may feel like a tickle in your throat or a little bit of a runny nose for you may be a very severe infection with the flu for someone else.
According to the CDC, in just 1 week, flu-related illnesses jumped more than 60%, from 4.6 million to 7.5 million. Hospitalizations also spiking more than 60%, from 49,000 to 81,000. So far this season, more than 3,100 deaths reported. The majority of cases are linked to subclade K. It's a new variant with mutations that appear to have resulted in a mismatch with the season's flu vaccine.
The flu shot still works where it counts most. It decreases hospitalization, severe illness, and death.
And this all comes ahead of children going back to school next week. That's when we could see flu cases spread even more. Everybody over the age of 6 months is advised to get their flu shot, and doctors say it is not too late to get your shot. Perry Russum, ABC News, Washington.
To get more news, weather, and sports, come to our website, crossroadstoday.com. Here are some of the top headlines in the Cuero Record. DeWitt County commissioners announce a road closure for the construction of a new bridge. And Cuero business owners say shopping locally during the holidays once again proved to be a meaningful investment in the local economy and the people behind it. To read these stories and more, visit DeWittCountyToday.com.
Well, it's 57 degrees right now, a little chilly, but not too bad considering we were at 29 degrees this morning. But if you're going out to fireworks, grab a jacket. But it's a beautiful evening, going to be clear skies and very lovely weather. Next couple of days, temperature's going to warm up. We got up to 69 this afternoon, tomorrow in the 70s, and then in the 80s for 2026. We'll talk more about that coming up after. Well, good evening, everybody. Yes, here we are, end of the year, and how about that? We've got some lovely weather for the next few days as temperatures are going to feel like springtime, not exactly the 1st of January. High pressure is on top of us. Of course, we were quite cold this morning, down to 29, but this afternoon with the sun, felt pretty good. We've got sunny skies for the next 2 or 3 days, and as we get to the weekend, have no complaints. You're going to be outdoors, I bet you, in t-shirts and sandals. We are looking, of course, to the west coast right here. This is a monster storm. It is going to be a big weather maker for the west coast, eventually crossing over the Rockies. But for those of you who are fans of the Rose Parade in Pasadena, California, it's going to be one of those rare years where they're going to get a downpour of rain through the entire parade. It looks very wet, and of course the snow in the mountains. You can see it right about now. You can see the radar beginning the heavy rain all the way from Baja California through San Diego up to Los Angeles and even all the way up to San Francisco. Of course, this means snow in the local mountains, but it's so Pacific that the snow level's up pretty high. But that's going to be the big story weather-wise tomorrow. For us, look at this. These are the next few days. Tomorrow, 76, then 84 on Friday. Starting off the new year in the spring weather, 74 early next week. Now, that west coast storm will eventually cross the Rockies, but it'll be a few days. There you can see how we go into Thursday and then on into Friday. By Friday, we get some little cloud deck rolling through our area, maybe a slight middle shower, but that's about the extent of it. Now we go to the Saturday and Sunday, we're still doing very nicely, high and dry, nothing happening here. But as we get to Tuesday, Wednesday, you can start seeing the storm gathering in the west. That is when on Wednesday it should be passing through our area and we have a chance of getting some kind of rain around here middle of next week. We got to wait that long before anything starts moving. For the weekend, it's just going to be wall-to-wall sunshine, so enjoy it. A few little clouds here and there, but nothing significant. What we're going to get is a southwest wind, not a north wind, but a southwest wind, and that's a dry, warm air mass. Looking at 74 tomorrow's high in Port Lavaca, and in Cuero, you're getting up to about a 76 as well. So, you know, it's good. We're going to be the envy of the country with beautiful weather. So we start off 26 with a 76, and then Friday we're up to 84. Little front comes in late Saturday with a little bit of a northeast wind, but it won't last for long. And then next week we'll see if that storm out on the west coast does anything for us as well. That is your 7-day forecast. Reminding everybody we do have a QR code. Love for you to scan that. Put Crossroads Today on your phone and have a great 2026. Don?
Thank you, Mac. And sports reporter Ray Robinson is here to recap all the great things that happen in Crossroads sports in 2025. Ray's going to be here all night then.
Yeah, Don, you know, it's only so much you can talk about, but 2025 was epic. Ganedo's first state title for 2 programs, Cuero's Big Hoops run, and don't miss and more. Don't miss your 2025 sports recap. And as 2025 wraps up, the Crossroads have been buzzing with unforgettable moments. From fierce local rivalries, epic state championship matchups, to exciting new coaching hires and rare sports phenomenons that keep us all on the edge of our seats. Max and I have loved every minute of bringing you action and stories behind the games this year. So let's dive into and celebrate your 2025 year in review for sports. You know, what better way to set the tone for 2025 than celebrating the Ganado Indian, who captured the school's first ever state championship in high school football. The town of Ganado finally came together in February to celebrate the thrilling triple overtime victory, a true testament to the community's patience and spirit, according to Superintendent Zeminski.
And you also got to keep in mind that we went 3 overtimes in a state game to get it done. And it took us, this is our first state championship in school history, so waiting for a parade a little longer is not that big a deal. So we are all here and ready to roll.
And as football excitement settled, basketball took center stage for the Crossroads. The Cuero girls basketball team led by Coach Crane made history with a dominant run to the state final at the Alamo Dome in San Antonio, the first ever for the program. Though they lost 60-32 to Lincoln, the team exceeded all expectations, making Cuero proud.
Each other, they enjoy the sport, and so it's been easy for them to change the culture just because of how they're wired.
Powerlifting took spotlight in the spring, both East and West schools sending athletes to state. East girls brought home back-to-back 5A Division I state championship, while West boys finished 5th overall. Brody Flores stood out, winning state in the 114-pound division. The spring also saw Ganado's softball team rise to the occasion and capture their first ever state championship in program history, another display in the school's elite athletic program. The Goliad Tigerettes stole the spotlight, avenging last year's state final loss by sweeping Bushland and claiming the championship. Hard work truly paid off for these young ladies. In high school football, it never disappoints Crossroads. 12 local teams made it to the playoffs, with Yoakum Bulldogs and the Shiner Comanche reaching state championship at Jerry's World. And Shiner faced a tough team for the second year straight in the title game against Munster, An unwanted desire, but the run was still well noted. But Yoakum's powerful rushing attack, led by offensive MVP Xavier Barnett, Jace Morales, and Coach Bo Robinson's leadership, earned the school's first ever state title against Grandview. And with 2026 on the horizon, even more exciting stories await. There's always more to discuss, but for now, thanks for tuning in, and can't wait to see what the next big story will be. Absolutely. And speaking of Yoakum, the reigning state champions dominated their district awards, just as expected. Familiar faces from the Bulldogs were recognized for their outstanding performances. Xavier Barnett took home district MVP. Jason Morales earned offensive MVP honors. Alexis Hernandez was named all-district kicker. And Jamarcus Robinson made an immediate impact as the newcomer of the district. On defense, Kobe Gendry, Giovanni Gutierrez, safety Kason Gomez, and Brenton Jacob all earned first-team all-district honors. The outside linebacker spot was also claimed by a Bulldog on the first-team all-defense. Elias Garza rounded out the awards and being named first-team offensive utility. And Don, it's safe to say that there's still a party down in Yoakum, showing no signs of slowing down. So a big congratulations to these young guys.
Party hardy in the land of leather. Ray, thank you, and we're back in a moment. Find out why there will be not one, but two ball drops in Times Square tonight on New Year's Eve. Finally tonight, Times Square will host the traditional New Year's Eve ball drop, which will be followed by a second ball drop at about 11:04 p.m. our time. The second one to celebrate America's 250th anniversary. This event will feature red, white, and blue confetti dropping from the stage, marking a significant moment in the New Year's celebrations. The ball drop will be a highlight of the festivities with performances and various activities planned to honor the occasion. Of course, you can see all of that tonight, right here on New Year's Rockin' Eve. And you know, the weather for tonight is rocking. This is good.
For us, it's going to be gorgeous. Well, people in New York, they know that they need to bundle up for that activity. So for us, boy, I tell you, it's going to be gorgeous for the next few days. It'll get down to 40 tomorrow morning, but tonight for folks headed to the Riverside for the fireworks, it's probably going to be in the mid-50s to about 60 degrees. So do take a jacket, but it's going to be a clear, beautiful evening. Otherwise, looking for sunshine all the way through the weekend.
Great way to end one year and start the next.
You bet. Still
there you
off to
go.
A great start.
All right. Thank you, Mac, and thanks for joining us. We'll see you tonight for 25 News Now at 9 during New Year's Rockin' Eve. Have a good one.